Hi, friends. Thanks for joining us and watching our fourth session of the UnifiMD IQ Insights and Quick Wins YouTube channel. We're here to show you how to sharpen your workflow with fast and focused sessions. I think by now, all of you, or at least most of you, know that I'm Amanda. I'm the lead EMR trainer here at CHS. Been here for 15 years and have worn many hats, but my primary focus has always been around training. I've been able to take my many years of hands-on experience with our wonderful clients and take all of your wants, needs, and dreams and help turn them into reality with our product, UnifiMD. Today, I'm here joined by Juan. He is one of my co-trainers. He's been here at CHS for 13 years. He comes from 10 years of being your front line of defense, taking all your support calls, but we found a big need in the UnifiMD trainers department a couple years ago, and I stole him from Julie, our service manager, and converted him to the dark side of training. And now he doesn't have a choice but to love it and be here with me every day. No, but reality, he has a happy bounce between training and service and support, and I think he's pretty happy with it. So today, Juan's going to teach us a little bit about progress notes and Superbills. This session's called Click Sign Bill, Progress Notes to Superbills Made Simple with UnifiMD. So what we're going to learn how to do today is turn documentation into billing instantly, faster, paperless, and more efficient. Every electronically signed note can generate a Superbill automatically, eliminating the need for printing, scanning, and storing stacks of paper. Save your practice time and money, all by reducing waste. Juan's going to run us through the following things today. He's going to show us how to document a progress note. He's going to show us how to sign and automatically generate that super bill. And he's going to show us how to process that super bill. That's going to help eliminate billing errors with electronic workflows. All right, Juan, take it away. All yours.
Thank you, Amanda. All right, so we are going to work on how to generate a super bill. This is part of the biggest team efforts in the office. It starts with the provider. The provider then creates the electronic super bill upon, like Amanda says, sign it off on the note, and whoever is responsible for creating and pushing that super bill to your PM side will take care of the last leg. Within the progress note, there's going to be some markers, what we call history placeholders. These are the where it says active problem in blue with the underline. Those are all history placeholders. So for today, let's just use the scenario. The provider's already set to enter the diagnosis and procedures. So the provider will go ahead and click on the active problem history placeholder, and it opens up this history window. This pertains to the patient itself or him or herself. These are all the diagnoses that this patient has been seen for. However, we may see the patient for a new diagnosis. We are working today with an abdominal pain um, note, so we're going to stick with the abdominal pain diagnosis. So what we do is highlight the one in question or the ones in question, because it could be multiple. In order to select multiple diagnoses, you simply use the control key on your keyboard, hold it down, and you can select multiple diagnoses. As you can see, you'll see them on the preview window on the right-hand side. There's one concern. They're dated from December 9th yesterday and October 1st of this year, but we're seeing the patient for the issue today. We're going to click copy and insert in order to just simply change the date so it could be built out correctly and properly. And as you can see, you have the two diagnoses here with today's with the data service visit. If you happen to forget or maybe add another one, you have the option. There's two options. If you have the history placeholder on the note, you could click on it also. But also you have the history button here towards the top. Just ensure that the cursor is at the right place on your document on the note. And you could always browse to problem, active problems, and that'll get you right back to the window. Either
If
that or
my code wasn't on the list on the left-hand side, can I add a new one at this point?
absolutely, absolutely. So you have the new button on the lower right-hand side. We will click on new. The following window, this window here, patient problems, is the same one that you would see if you were directly in the patient's chart tab and you wanted to add those diagnoses. You would then select the diagnosis code window, click on the magnifying glass to browse. And within here, these are all the diagnoses that came from your PM system in the dictionary. And you have a couple options of searching for those codes. You could either do it by the description itself, or if you happen to know the ICD-10 code, you could search for that also. So in this case, I'm going to look for I-10, hypertension. It's not there. That's okay. If it doesn't exist in your dictionary, we could always add it by clicking on Smart Search. We're going to look for hypertension, if I could spell it right.
Mm-hmm. Can I search by other terms? Like if I wanted to use an abbreviation like HTN, would that also work?
Well, let's test that. HTN. It gives you everything that is related to HTN. So I am going to go back and look for hypertension and click search. You have a total of 191 results that were found. Just simply select the one that's appropriate for this patient's visit. So I'm going to select the Z09 and then click add. If I wanted to add multiple diagnoses, you could click on apply new and go through the process of searching it once again. And if you need to go to the smart search, you could do so. But in this case, I am done. I found the Z9 that I'm looking for, Z09, and I also want to add it to the note. In this case, because we entered the diagnosis for today, I am not going to click on copy and insert. I'm just going to simply insert it into the note. And as you can see, we've added all three diagnoses. The next part of generating the e-superbill within the node is adding the procedure. So I'm going to click on the procedure problem. This will look familiar, similar, just like the diagnosis. However, we are doing the procedure itself. In this case, I'm going to click on new because I am not seeing the level 4 procedure. And I am going to work on the left-hand side of the window. Instead of the diagnosis, I am going to go to procedure code and click on browse. And I just happen to see the level 4 office visit. I'm going to highlight it and I'm going to click OK. I am done. So I'm going to click OK once again. So we added it to the patient's chart. We've added it to the note and we are ready to insert it into the note itself. So as you can see, level 4, 99214. Now that we're done adding the diagnosis and or procedures, we're going to save and sign off on the note, which means the provider will save and sign it. Within this window, the provider would enter his or her passcode. However, there are three options on the right-hand side. You could view the super bill upon signing manually to save, meaning that upon signing the note, the super bill is going to open up. Option 2 is going to autosave without the provider reviewing the super bill because he's done his or her part and is going to sign off on it and pass it on to someone else to take care of the billing portion. Or do not create a super bill. In this case, we're just going to autosave the super bill without viewing it because I trust that I've done everything correctly. So we're just waiting for the note to be saved, and the note is saved. Now, we have passed this on to the biller. So the biller would come in, and as you can see, the window has changed. The biller would take a look at all the super bills that are pending. You could put the super bill module on the biller's dashboard if he or she wants to do that, or they could also go into tools, electronic super bill, and take a look at those super bills there also.
If you don't remember how to set up the dashboard, the first installment of the series was about dashboard setups or included dashboard setups. That video is called Smart Charting Shortcuts.
Thank you. So we're at the super bill list tab. One of the things that I highly recommend is to sort this view, because as you start processing more notes and start creating more electronic super bills, it's gonna get confusing and cumbersome. There are two things that I always recommend, and it's always a per user setting, is to sort by the categories. So you'll see here where it says drag a column header here to group by that column. I am going to grab the status and just left click and hold on to the left click and just bring it up one level and then let it go. What you are seeing now is the statuses. There are 2 super bills that are completed and there are 2 that are pending. The biller will mainly focus on everything that's pending because everything that has been completed has been sent. You could also add another level. You could also sort it by the created date. So do the same thing just like we did the status, bring it up and then let it go. What this does is sorts it by the date when it was processed. As you can see under the pending ones, we have some that were generated on 9/23, and then of course the one for today. So you could work the oldest one first or the newest one. It all depends on your workflow. So we're going to focus on the one for today. I am going to open up the one for Colin. And this is what the super bill looks like. As you will see at the top header, you're going to have the patient information because it was created under Colin Waters. You're going to see the patient's chart number, the patient's name, the date of service, the resource. If you don't happen to have LightTech as your PM software, you could export it by selecting that box, and we'll get to that in a few seconds. You'll have the provider, if there's any follow-ups that needs to be done. And of course, the status is pending because it hasn't been processed. Underneath that, you'll have 4 tabs: the diagnosis codes, procedure codes, selections, and then the report. Under the diagnosis codes, this is where you will see all the codes, the diagnosis codes that we selected. And as you can see up in the lower right-hand side in red are the ones that were generated for today. Under the procedure codes, you are going to see the 99213. Under the selections, this is where we map the procedure with the diagnosis to be sent to the practice management side. So what we're going to do, we're going to stay under the selections tab. Under the select diagnosis, we're going to click on the 3 dots here, the ellipsis, and you will see the diagnoses that were selected for today. If we wanted to bill all 3 of them, simply I checked the box and selected all 3 of them. If you wanted to change the order, the sequence which they're going to get billed out for, you could simply just select the item in question and you have the up and down buttons. And I want to move let me get rid of this ICD-9, the Q23.4, and just simply move it up. I want that to be billed out first. I am going to click OK. And now we're ready to process this. We're going to verify, review everything, make sure that it's okay and it looks good. So I like to click on the report to make sure that everything looks fine. I am happy with it. I am good to go. So now what we're going to do next is either if you're going to send it to LightTech, would check send to LightTech. At the moment you check that box, you're going to see the status as completed. And then the next thing that you would do is just simply click save and it's gone to your PM side. And unfortunately here, my connection hasn't been established with LightTech, but that is how you process an electronic super bill.
Great. That was awesome. I love that we're not limited to a specific PM system here, and that we can send data back to any other system that can send or receive HL7 messages as well. So that means if you're hesitant on finding an EMR because you love your PM and don't want to leave your PM system, You don't need to look any further. You can call us and work with us, and we can help hook that all up for you. We want to thank you for joining us today. We hope that this video will help you streamline your billing in your office and save everyone a little time and maybe a tray or two by getting rid of all that paper. If you want a one-on-one session on this topic or any of our other series videos that we've posted, please give us a call at our office, 800-250-8687, option 2 for support. You'll talk with our lovely Candy, and she'll put in a ticket for you to be scheduled with a trainer. You can also submit any questions you have to our email, which is support@mailchs.com. And also, if you don't have access to our CHS one-stop site where you can find our updated training manuals and other helpful articles on the program, give us a call so we can get that set up for you as well. And lastly, if there are any topics that you would like to see in one of these sessions, please let us know and we'll add it into the queue. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye, guys.